Okay, so you're just going to count us down. Sweet as.
Midnight.
Hello and welcome to the Bowls Auckland Champion of Champion Triples YouTube coverage, broadcasting live here from the Palace at Bowls Royal Oak. My name is Alex Reid and I'm joined in commentary today for the third time by Brett O'Reilly. Brett, we're going to watch the men's triples final. Can you talk us through who's going to be in it?
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Kia ora tātou, everybody. Great game in prospect here with some of New Zealand's finest young male players in both teams. For the Point Chevalier Pirates, we'll call them the Pirates because that's what we're used to from their successes in Bowls 3-5. We have Harry Davis. He's not one of New Zealand's up-and-coming young players.
I was going to say Harry would be flattered being called
Yeah,
a young player.
But he's sitting on 4 centre titles here in the Auckland, in Bowls Auckland, and so for him it would be a gold start today. But he's playing alongside two young guns, Aidan Takarua, very familiar, I'm sure, to viewers who have seen him on Bowls 3-5 and also in a number of our events. Aidan's playing in the middle of that team, and Colin Williams, who's our good mate because he works with Alex and the Bowls New Zealand team, doesn't get onto the bowling green as much as he used to, but he's skipping this team, and so great to see that they've got through. And lots of what we do in the with the video coverage of these events has been masterminded by Colin, so nice to see that he gets a chance to play. And they're up against the Te Aratu Peninsula team, father and son, Peter and Adam Blucher, and Peter there just delivering the jack. Adam having a red-hot season, runner-up in Bowls 3-5, the national finals just recently, and he's been in fine form. Peter, his father, very steady, well-performed player in Auckland, and in the middle of that team is Brendan Kelly, and Brendan is one of the top greenkeepers in New Zealand. He's a greenkeeper at Te Aratu Peninsula, but also at a number of other clubs, I think, including, is he the Point Chev greenkeeper?
Yes, yeah,
Alex.
Yeah,
so he's a greenkeeper at both clubs, but also at Browns Bay and Birkenhead. And so this should be a really, really good game, and played undercover here at the Palace at the Royal Oak Bowling Club, located in, I guess, Onehunga or Royal Oak, depending on which definition you want to have of this particular area in Auckland. And the surface is playing well. A couple of little tricks here and there in the rinks, but that's not unusual whether you're playing indoor or outdoor, and we can expect a pretty amazing game. So in this first end, Peter Blucher off to a good start, and I didn't expect to see Aidan leading.
Yes,
I knew he wasn't skipping, but there you go, man for all seasons.
Off the front, he's been playing very well by all accounts.
And we know how these rinks play now because we've watched, this is the third game we've seen today, so we know that they can be quite tricky, but that's a pretty good opener from Aidan. And and I think both, Adam's a particularly attacking player, Adam Blucher, so we can expect that he'll be very happy to attack if need be, and did very well to beat the Grey Lynn team of Jamie and Ryan Hill and Mo in the previous game, and the Point Chevalier team were too good for Glen Eden,
Balmoral.
Balmoral, I'm sorry, in their in their semi-finals. So
It'll be interesting with the lead, with Aiden off at lead. And again, I'll admit my bias here immediately because I've played a lot of bowls with all three of these players out of the Point Chef Club, and we had him leading a year when we won the Champion of Champion Fours. And if he was like a side toucher down, because Aiden's usually a skip, we got him driving a few times at lead. So I wonder if we'll see that today. It'll be interesting to see if he pulls out the big guns today from lead in this triples final.
It'll make it entertaining. So now Brendan Kelly, as I say, leading greenkeeper, but also a very good player. Played against Brendan a lot. Played a lot of his bowls out of the Browns Bay Club, and I've played him a few times there, and always pretty steady. And right on cue, he draws a toucher, so that's
good shot.
Yeah, very good. So 2 at the moment to the Te Atatū team, and Harry Davis with his second bowl on this first end of the Champion Triples final. Hopefully you've been following our coverage today. We've previously just seen the women's final, which was won
close
on
Harry.
The last end. Good
Look at
bowl,
that.
Harry. Well, there's a man who's determined to win his 5th centre title here in Bowls Auckland, but it's 1 to Te Atatū. So just reminding for those people that missed it in the previous game, we saw Te Atatū also featured in that game. Their team of Marion Hakaraya, Lauren Mills and Robin Rehana, and they just came up short, losing the final by 2 shots to the Bridge Park team of Kirsty Hill, Leslie McClendon and Aggie Motu. But back to this game, it's Adam Blucher and his Te Atatū team holding the shot on this first of 18 ends, and Adam just getting caught a little wide there. Suspect he was just trying to get around and get a bit of cover in there.
We'll see this a lot too. Brett, Aiden will be featuring as sort of the director of the team. Harry will play his 2 bowls and stand back. So the conversation will be between Aiden and Colin about the shot selection. Is Colin on his forehand, his first bowl? Was that Harry's up and over or not? I don't think it was it?
No, I think Peter Blucher, and he's also calling the head. So we've got both leads.
Bit of unconventionality.
Yep, both leads calling the head, which is okay. So
just deciding if they want to cover the back or draw another one close.
And Adam's certainly a real talent in the game. I haven't seen, I'll be honest, I haven't seen a hell of a lot of his play directly, but I've obviously been following him, and he's been doing very well in a range of tournaments. I did see a bit of his bowls in the Bowls 3-5 coverage. So Colin now again on his forehand, and he'll just be looking to swing up there and just try and see if he can sit that bowl out. And he's on a pretty good line for it.
Not far away.
Very close here, Colin.
Needs to hold a little bit.
He's got it all the way.
Oh, this bowl sitting. It's a good shot regardless. Everyone will be up for this, and Aiden doing the measuring as well. Just keep Harry's job nice and simple, Brett.
Yes.
Doesn't even have to throw the jack. And 1-2, Te Atatū to start off the scoring on this game. So after 1 of 18 ends.
So just enough there in that measure. So Peter Blucher with the mat, and let's see what length they favour. I think it would be fair to say the Point Chevalier team tend to play shorter ends. Certainly from my having watched and played against, I was going to say your team, Alex, because I'm often used to you playing in that side. But obviously sitting alongside me today, and thank you on behalf of the bowlers for giving. I know you work for Bowls New Zealand, but you give up a lot of your, opportunity to play to do this work and provide coverage. So thank you for doing that, and we'll look forward to what I think is going to be a pretty absorbing final from these guys this afternoon. And yeah, no surprise, Te Atatū favouring the longer ends, trying to obviously stretch things out a little bit, and impose their own tactical approach to the game.
Yeah, that is what we will see. Aiden here on his backhand side. He's got they're not new bowls anymore. He got bowls about halfway through the season to replace his other ones. They were too chipped.
Okay.
Too many chips on them, the old pink bowls, so he's got new pink bowls.
Oh, I hadn't spotted that they were new, so that's a good opener from Aidan. Yeah, this new indoor arena, the Palace, as we've dubbed it at Royal Oak, they're certainly playing well. A few little kinks here and there in the rink, but by and large, it's a very good surface, and
Nice,
it'll only
eh?
get better
Yeah.
as was damaged during the Auckland anniversary weekend floods earlier this year, and there was some thought that it would be not be able to be played on, but the club and their supplier did an amazing job to get it up and going quickly, and we're getting the opportunity to enjoy that today. And that's a great bowl from Aidan.
Two good bowls.
Two very
there.
good bowls. So there's one simple maxim: if you're going to throw a long end, don't be short.
Yeah.
And so Brennan advantage definitely with Point Chevalier to start with. We'll just call them Point Chev, I think.
Point Chev, yeah.
And so Brendan Kelly will be looking to try and get something behind the head. We know Adam's a very good driver, a very attacking player, and so he'll want some position bowls, and unfortunately that doesn't help the cause.
Fascinating. This end already feels important because we got 3 short bowls from Te Atatū and 2 on the jack from Point Chev. No back bowls from Te Atatū either, so to try and convert is challenging. Harry looking to draw past to that 2 metre mark.
Harry, one of the most determined bowlers I think that I know. Just lovely man, just a very determined player, and really gives us all every time he plays, and and has put in some really impressive results in recent years.
Yeah.
Just sneaks around there, so that's another shot. So 3 now to Point Chev, to Colin Williams' skip team, and no panic so far from the Te Atatū team. I mean, there is plenty of room there, but let's see what Brendan can do with this fourth bowl from their team in this year.
He's on a good line here, Brett.
Yep.
Down to the weight. How much weight has he got? Willing it to run. Yeah, very good bowl there. We may see it. Well, it depends what Colin wants out of Harry.
That's a safe gap through there. You grab the jack.
Yeah, switching to the backhand side, drawing a second shot instead of going past.
And a pretty good line here from Harry. Sort of bowls is he playing with, Alex?
They're Taylors.
Okay.
I can't remember which sorts.
So he'll get a bit of late finish, as we saw there.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think Aidan's got SRVs, Harry's got Taylor somethings, and Colin plays with XGs. Formerly used by Mr. Simon Poppleton.
Ah.
Well, very briefly used by Simon.
Yes, no. Simon Poppleton, perhaps the last remaining exponent of the Alpha Bowl, but plays with it very well, as I know from playing alongside him and sometimes with him at the Takapuna Club. Simon, of course, the manager of the Newland Club, who this weekend are hosting the UBC event. So a busy weekend for bowls in Auckland, and we've also got Bowls North Harbour with their Champion of Champion Fours event, which has been played up at Mahurangi, and at some point we'll get you the scores. Those finals were just down to the wire as we came to air, so I'll get you those scores in due course when they come through. So plenty of great bowls to watch and follow this weekend, and with the weather we've had, there hasn't been much else to do. So Colin on his backhand, he's close here. Has he got the weight?
Just ducking across a little bit. Good one to correct from. Colin, I think, on 3 centre titles. He won the Auckland Mixed Pairs with Tessa Farley, and he's won the centre triples, and we won the Champ Fours together. So no stranger to success at an outdoor level either.
No, very well balanced Point Chev team, and up against a really competitive Te Atatū side.
It's going to be close.
Adam again looking to reach down to it just going to start to duck now. Does he get a wick? He does. Does he get the shot? Yes, he does.
Surely people didn't actually clap that.
I hope not.
I wouldn't have had to clap in there, would I?
So look, fortune favours the brave. We often say if you're up, you can get a result, and he just did. So let's see what Colin Williams can do in recovery mode.
On his backhand side, looking to clear the front. He's close here, Colin Williams.
He's very close here. Oh, well, that's unlucky. Out comes one. That's all. So one it is to Te Aratu. So after two ends, it's Te Aratu leading by 2 shots to nil. But as you can see, it's going to be an attacking sort of a game. The teams are not afraid to be up and searching for shots.
2 well contested ends as well. I think they've started off pretty good.
Completely.
And the jack thrown back. So we'll see where Aiden delivers this jack to. We spoke about medium length ends being sort of the go-to. So the jack being delivered now. And a metre shy, or I don't know, to the 2 metre mark. We saw Aiden play 2 good bowls on the 2 metre mark before. Maybe he's just thinking, I'll throw it to my natural length and go as close as I can.
Yeah, and in these early ends, we can imagine that we're just a little bit of feeling things out.
On the backhand, Peter Blucher.
And that's a pretty handy opening bowl from Peter Blucher. I can confirm from the North Harbour Champion events that Birkenhead have been successful in winning both of those finals. The men's team, Jimmy Heath, Jack Hurawai, Damon Pearson, and Steve Yates, they beat the Takapuna team skipped by Jeremy Brosnan with Jerry Belcher, Ian Hardy and Raymond Skoglin on an extra end, 16-15.
Oh.
And in the women's final, Millie Nathan and her team, I don't have all of the names of those players, played Maharangi East and were successful there. So congratulations to the Birkenhead Stingers on winning both of those events. Te Aratu might have hoped for the same thing here at the Bowls Auckland Champion of Champion Triples, but unfortunately just pipped in the women's event, but now leading in this game. And Aiden Takarua's put both of those bowls in the ditch. So
he won't be watching that end back.
No, I don't think that'll be in his highlights reel, and he takes his head off and scratches his head, and I think we're scratching our head a little bit too, because the second one went in there, went into the ditch with some significant speed on. So unsurprisingly, it's Te Aratu holding 3 shots.
Yeah,
because they've got 3 bowls on the ring. So Colin Williams, seemingly unfazed, says to Harry Davis, come on, draw a shot.
Yeah, I've played a lot of bowls with Colin, both indoor and outdoor, and he doesn't show much emotion either way. We won a national title and I got 3 claps. But it just sort of, he's just one of those players that's just in a pretty calm space regardless whether he's up or down. It puts him in good stead. Harry the same actually. Aiden a little bit more like myself, where we're sort of either up or we're down, but Harry and Colin are pretty much the same if they're in trouble or they aren't. I was just having a look at the results, Brett, and I think based on the results that I can find online, I don't think that any of the Te Aratu team have won an Auckland centre title before. I know Brendan certainly has won centre titles in North Harbour.
He has indeed.
But there's no sign. I just searched on the Bowls Harbour database actually, which is quite handy because it's got all the Bowls Auckland titles on it. And I can find Harry and Aiden and Colin, but I can't find a mention of a Blucher there for an Open or a Champion of Champions centre title. So we could see either a gold star go to Harry Davis or the first titles to a family and
There you go.
someone. So lots of cool stories on the line here.
And I understand that there are other members of the Blucher family that have been pretty successful at bowls as well.
Yes, Mackenzie Blucher was a member of the we covered some players actually that 1-8 women's Auckland team that won the last ever national event. I think she was a member of that team, in and out of the New Zealand development team as well, and won the Aotearoa fours a couple of years ago. Mackenzie skipped that team, so certainly runs in the family, the Blucher family, and a lot of ability and pretty stalwart members of that Te Aratu club.
And hopefully we'll see some more of her on the bowling green in due course. Anyway, back to this final. Her brother Adam, with his first bowl of this third end, holding at least one shot, and just reaching down on this forehand side, looking to just get past that short bowl, see if he can add another shot, and he's pretty close here. They're going to have the speed, not quite.
Beautiful track, but not the weight. And I think Colin, well, Aiden's just decided what he wants Colin to do. Sounds like he's asking him just to draw through the head, doesn't it, Brett? Sort of a metre over on the backhand side. If you clunk into something, it's fine. But more than a metre over.
Nice, easy action from Colin. Unfortunately, not a...
It was a good delivery.
Yeah, got it away nicely. It just happened to be nowhere near the target. And it does feel like a little bit of hidden hope on that side.
So Peter seen no danger really, indicated by that call, where you're just saying, look, just draw another bowl. And it's quite a staggered head, isn't it? So you need a very good result.
Good bowl here.
You've got Harry at the back at 6 o'clock. What's Adam going to do? See where it finishes.
Yeah,
Finishes
well played.
there. Well,
so definitely 2 shots to Te Aratu. Aiden with the finger measure. Yeah, he says we're 2 down.
2 down.
So I think Colin will be playing the same sort of shot, looking to sit the bowls, trail the jack.
If I could get both the Harrys, then that's the concern.
So they're just talking about how possible it is to accidentally get off all of their bowls and drop a 6. I think you're right, Brett. We'll see a similar shot as Colin just played. You can either remove both the bowls or get the jack. So just same weight but more green. On the backhand side. Doesn't look warm, does it, outside?
No. Close.
Let's see what happens. A bowl wide. That was a better effort though, wasn't it, Brett?
So outcome 2. Peter Blucher initially just checking with the finger measure. And he's happy with 2.
Just the 2. So 4 after 3 ends.
So good start for the Te Aratu team. And they'll be pleased to have started so well. As you said, you know, they are the least credentialed team of the 2. Though, you know, Adam's a new player and is very promising, and Brendan Kelly has been successful in North Harbour. In fact, I can remember him winning a Champion of Champion Fours a few seasons ago, skipped by Tony Grantham, actually, the Browns Bay, out of the Browns Bay club. So early advantages to Te Aratu, but one thing we know about this Point Chev team is they're fighters. So this really is just the opening skirmish, and it'll be a case of just seeing how they get into their work.
Absolutely.
And as we've been saying all day, a lot of the game in 2-bowl triples is determined by the leads. And so right on cue, Aiden Takarua draws a very good shot.
Oh, he'll be happy with that after his last end, Brett.
Yep, last end was a horror show. And I think
I think that's what that smile is in the background there.
Yep, and if he can play to his potential, I believe it will be hard for Te Aratu to maintain a lead in this game. but we shall see. So hard luck, Adam Blutcher, to his dad Peter, but you know that's a good close second shot as Aidan Takarua plays his second bowl.
Very smooth delivery.
Yep, regarded as one of the exciting young players in New Zealand bowls, but yet to really break into the national scene. Been a consistent performer at national championships, but
Yeah, and he has I mean, he's got a good Auckland record. I was just having a look in front of me. He's 6 Auckland titles, and I can think of 3 or 4 finals that he's lost. So domestically, in this sort of the Auckland centre, has had a lot of success. As we see this bowl here, Brendan Kelly's tried to hold, and it did, but not quite long enough, Brett.
Yeah, and maybe 2 now to Point Chev with just the promotion of that bowl of Aidan Takarua's. Harry Davis now looking, I'm sure, to make sure he's reaching, just trying to add another shot here, and he's close.
Beautiful effort
Great
here
bowl
from Harry.
Well,
that's top-notch stuff, isn't it?
That's why he's got 4 Auckland titles. That's an outstanding bowl. Front toucher, and again, where this starts to get tricky is no back bowls for Adam.
Needs a good follow through with its collision bowl here, Brendan. It's all about the collision bowl.
Yeah, it really has to try and get some contact on those bowls, even without a back bowl. If he can open it up and give Adam an opportunity to draw, that'll be important.
On the forehand here, he's close here.
He is close, very close here.
Watch the collision bowl. Just about enough. Almost wasn't hard enough.
Yeah, a little unlucky there. So now 3 to Point Chev. I'm not sure why Aidan Takarua is walking down.
Just to stretch his legs.
And Harry Davis now with his second bowl. Played a screamer with his first.
On the back end.
Yeah, and again, he's on a good line here.
How's your weight, Harry? That's the question.
I think he's close.
Going for a little bit of a walk. Great bowls from Harry Davis. That's just top-notch stuff.
Well, and it's interesting because he's moved his shot bowl off the jack. Now, I think the good thing about that is it means the jack isn't going to move quite so easily as it would have before.
Yeah.
It does open it up for a little shot down, I think, as Peter Keane would say, a fun run down on that backhand side, and Adam Blucher will be
wasting no time.
But he's tight.
Found a gap, and Colin will be happy to be a little bit short here, you would think.
Yeah. Oh, well, so
okay.
Aidan saying, no, don't lay off, you know, try and get down there, see if you can add another shot, maybe move the jack just out of, and he's on a good line here. If he's got weight, he's played this very well.
Trying here from Colin Williams. This is close. Clear the front one.
Oh, that's
Sit
outstanding.
down. Perfect bowl.
Outstanding.
Great shot. That's what I meant by a little bit short.
Well called, Alex.
So what do you do now?
I think he crashes this. He's got a back bowl. I think he's crashing this, and he's on the drive. Got it. Very good bowl.
Good shot.
Now.
2 down to that bowl by Harry, and the bowl to the far right.
Isn't the game cruel?
It is.
You know.
So that ball's gone now.
I don't know if was that ball really out.
I don't know.
I wondered if they got confused a bit with the pegs, because it looked like it was in between the yellow peg and the white peg.
I wasn't paying much attention, to be honest with you, Brett.
Well, when I first looked at it, I thought it was out. We might have a replay of that and just see what we can.
What's just happened? Oh, it went into the ditch. I thought it was going to stay for a second.
Yeah, it would be interesting just to see that replay as to whether that bowl was actually, because the yellow peg is actually for when the green is played in the other direction. So
Yeah, I don't know, Brett. It's
so yeah,
one to go back and have a look at
yeah.
later on.
Sometimes it does get confusing when you've got those two pegs on a rink. Anyway, it's in the bank. It's another shot to Tiara 2. Great bowl from Adam Blucher. So we have got an image of that, and I think that bowl was in. I think they got confused with which peg they were looking at. But anyway, it's all past history now. It was 1-2 to Tiara 2, and they lead 4 shots to nil after. Oh, sorry, 5-0. I'm sorry, after 4 ends, and just updated that score. And well played Adam Blucher with that drive, because they were probably at least 4, maybe 5 down, and what looked like the perfect bowl from Colin Williams may well have encouraged him to play weight that he wouldn't have played otherwise.
Yeah,
to attack the head. And sometimes, if you force a player to play those shots, they can play them very well. Anyway, we won't know. We will never know that. But what we do know is that it's Tiara 2 leading by 5 shots to nil, and holding 1 shot here. That first bowl of Peter Blucher as a second bowl just cannons into Aiden's first bowl.
Aiden sticking to the back end. He's 1 down.
So Tiara 2 men hoping they can just go 1 better than their women's team, who just narrowly lost the final of the women's event a couple of hours ago on this rink here at the Palace at Royal Oak. And now Brendan Kelly looking to see if he can just sneak around those front bowls and add another shot, just build on that position. And the answer is no. And so
short bowls again.
Yep, the wall forms in front there. And Brendan obviously feeling a bit disappointed there, frown on his face. Have to say, one of the real nice guys of bowls, does an outstanding job as a greenkeeper, very, very dedicated, and has produced very, very good greens. Browns Bay, probably one of the best, consistently the best greens in New Zealand, and use it for a lot of Bowls New Zealand events.
Yep.
Birkenhead greens have improved a lot under Brendan's tutelage or guidance and work. I haven't played at Tiara 2 for quite a while, but
beautiful green.
Yep.
Yep.
And Point Chev, I think your greens are generally a pretty high standard as well, Alex. So so very lucky to have someone with Brendan's expertise and work ethic, because it's not easy managing that number of clubs and greens. So well done to him, and nice to see that he's also getting a chance to play a bit, because he is someone that has some ability.
Let's look at that wall of bowls there, Brett. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bowls, 6 bowls, essentially within a bowl of each other weight-wise, but all short of the jack.
Yep, it's
interesting.
It's fascinating. So the question for me will be, does Colin attack here with that wall and look to play through those bowls?
Well, if there's an angle on, both Colin and Aiden have won titles for indoor, so that sort of assists with the head reading. So if there's something to hit there that's going to work, they'll find it.
Adam Blucher. Nice, easy, fluent kind of style. Very reminiscent of a lot of the Australian players.
Yeah, very much so.
Aaron Teese, Corey Wedlock, Aaron Wilson, that sort of flowing off the mat, big follow through.
All right, so we're looking for a follow through on the collision bowl here, Brett. So Connor will be on his backhand. And watch the collision bowl and Aiden's pink bowl, because those are the two that'll be going square through the head.
Aiden having a close look there, just lining up those angles.
So weight's pretty crucial here too. Like we saw, Agimotu would be well suited to this bowl. That sort of weight you play where your collision bowl is doing a lot of work.
Absolutely. Right.
On the backhand.
Colin Williams.
He's close here.
Close.
Something square and
He's
follow through. Watch the collision bowl.
Yeah, well played.
Good shot.
Great bowl.
That was well played. I have no idea what happened. There's bowls that seem to be about a similar distance away from each other.
I think Harry Davis's bowl came through. Oh no, I think that must have been Peter Blucher's bowl came through. So it appears to be a measure. Aiden Tekarua not showing much interest so far, but then he knows Colin's got another bowl to come. So let's see what Adam Blucher has in mind here. It's on the backhand, so that suggests he'll be drawing up to the head. He's wide and heavy.
He hasn't changed the head at all, so now we might get an indication of what's happened. That's already counted, he says, so there must be one down.
Yep, and perhaps he was looking to just be over to make sure that they had a cover bowl, because we've got a number of point Chev bowls behind the head. So Colin again on a good line here. Does he have the weight? Does he have the weight? No, he doesn't.
Oh, disappointing. Finished level with the jack essentially, but just turned across the head, and Peter indicating 2. It's not panic stations yet, but 7 points is probably as far in front as the point shift team would like Te Atatu to get.
Yeah, the look, and you just have to say at this stage, just that Te Atatu team just playing a little steadier.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of really good ends from the point Chev team, but those ends have been nullified by...
The one time they've been in real trouble, Adam Blucher played an absolute bomb.
Yeah, played a screamer.
So one end they had real challenge, and he got a little slice of a good fortune early on, but I think Te Atatu playing just that smidgen better than point Chev at the moment, and it was that 2 there that we saw to Te Atatu, so 7-0. And a good bowl there from Peter Blucher.
Great start.
Now, he'll be tempted to hit it.
How's he feeling?
I know him. He'll want to kill it. I told you this could happen, Brett.
Yep. Well, game on. On the drive. And missing.
He might go it again. He almost want to spend 2 bowls.
Well, he is such a good driver, recognised as one of the better exponents of that shot in the game, and it's one of the reasons he has been so successful.
Yeah,
so
probably hits 7 out of 10, I would say.
Yeah, and that's a pretty powerful hit rate. Peter Blucher just swinging by, maybe a little narrower than he was hoping to be.
Yeah, back to the draw now from Aiden Takadua.
Well, there's no, it's only a 1 bowl target, and I mean, at this early stage of the game, you don't want to give the opposition too much momentum.
Yeah, I think the game I was referencing when I thought about Aiden driving with his first bowl at lead was a semi-final of the Champion of Champion 4s against Tony Garelja, and I'm sure he killed either the first 2 or 3 ends at lead because the opposition lead was playing well. So I said, oh well, wind up and smack it and see what happens. So it's helpful when it works, and when it doesn't work, you just need to back the rest of your team to salvage the situation.
Yeah, look, it's an unusual thing to do, but I mean, many years ago, I had the fortune of playing in a New Zealand emerging players team and a triples team, which I skipped with Michael Galloway in the middle and Peter Shane as the lead. And Peter was fresh from winning a New Zealand singles title in Wellington, and so we took the view that if Peter is such a good driver and was then and still is today, So we took the view that if the opposition lead got one close, Peter would drive, and it became a very effective tactic and very disconcerting for the opposition. And we went through that emerging players tour unbeaten, and I think Peter did more driving at lead than I did at skip, because generally by the time I came around to play, we generally had shots. So so it isn't the way you'd conventionally play, but certainly it can work with the right combination of players, and clearly it's worked pretty well for this point shift team because they've had a lot of success. Back to the final, still Peter Blutcher holding the shot with his bowl, and this is where that effectiveness of the leads, bowls, and triples can be so important, because you only have 2 bowls each. Harry Davis, not a particularly attacking player, more of a draw player. So if they've got the shot on the changeover, it's really going to be down to Colin Williams to probably try and remove it. Of course, Colin's well capable of doing that, but can see father and son, Adam and Peter Blutcher, just having a bit of a think about, right, where do we go here? How do we make sure that we keep the shot, try and add some protection, but not fatten the target up.
It'll be interesting to see, as Adam hasn't played a lot of bowls in the context of a career. It'll be interesting to see what the game management is like.
Yeah.
7 points up's almost a space where you start thinking about trying to keep the head nice and tight and narrow, and not wanting to create bigger targets for the opposition, because you can manage a 7-point lead. So I'll be intrigued just to see as the game develops, Brett, what their shot selection is like from this Te Aratu team.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think in that instance there, I was surprised he played with that sort of weight, because any touch on that jack and suddenly you spray it out, and you give the opponent a chance of getting the shot.
Te Aratu doesn't need to score numbers at this stage, do they? It's about 1s and 2s going both ways.
No, if you're holding, you definitely want to be protecting. You don't necessarily need to be adding. I mean, it's always nice to add a shot where you can, but not at the expense of setting it up for the opposition. But Adam is he's an attacking sort of player, and I know he doesn't like being short, so we shall see.
Willing the bowl to come back into the head.
As we've seen on this rink, particularly on this side, it's a bit of a lazy turn, and Colin just getting caught a little wide there. So
Peter indicating just stay close on the backhand. I don't know. I wouldn't be too keen to get super close here if I was Adam. Only because you've got a 1.5 bowl target as it sits. I don't think you need to get close here.
I agree entirely. I think I'd be very happy to be holding that one and just really try and consolidate. But he's a young player with a heck of a lot of ability, and a lot of self-confidence. He's been playing very well this season. Semi-finals of the champion pairs last weekend, I think.
Yeah.
So he's close here. Here he comes. Yeah, well, there you
got
are.
away with it. He's actually made a narrower target somehow. Yeah, but it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've said I feel like I've said it, repeating myself, but 7-0 down isn't a lot in context of the game, but it feels not good when you haven't scored yet.
Yep.
It's still a very catchable point target in front, but you begin to think we need to be scoring now. And sometimes it can inform how you play your shots. Colin here on the forehand. The ball just drifting across the front of the head. Nice weight.
Yeah, but Colin will be disappointed with that. That's 2 or 3 ends now where with his last bowl he's not making contact. And you really got to make those bowls count. So another shot to Te Aratu. And they start the 7th end, leading by 8-0. And
2. It was 2, wasn't it? Because Adam edged a bowl around for 2.
Oh, yes, he did too. I'm sorry.
So 9-0.
So 9-0. And so
That's as far in front as a Point Chev supporter would like Te2 to be. And long end here again.
and Peter Blitz should be very disappointed with this bowl. Just didn't really even give it a chance. Yeah, that would be the loosest bowl he's played in this final. He's been leading very well so far. So let's see what he can do with the second one. In the meantime, Aidan Takarua with his first bowl. And can he capitalise on that lapse of concentration from Peter Blucher? Well, not really. It's still very short. Peter very square on the mat.
Yeah, he's always had that delivery.
Very, very square on the mat. So having to play around his front foot to get out on that line, but his correction's good. That's a good second bowl after his first. Well done, Peter Blucher. Nice bowl. That's a good recovery shot, and he will be pleased that he made that correction.
Aidan on the back end.
Again on a good line. Definitely got better weight than his first, and he's close here. This will be the shot.
Needs it to hold up. Oh, the camera angle there just slightly past, but there's room here. There's still room.
Yeah, it certainly moved a lot further than I thought, but he's obviously playing with those bowls. You get a little bit of late finish.
Yeah, he turns a little bit more than his previous set of pink bowls.
Brendan Kelly on his forehand, and
that's not a good bowl.
Yeah, no, that's a shocker.
So the metaphorical door wide open here, Brett. Yep. Harry Davis will expect himself to draw the shot here on his backhand side. Winner of the Bowls Auckland Champion of Champion singles in 2012. Out of the Point Chev RSA at that stage, and once the RSA closed down, he moved to the Point Chev Bowling Club, and then in 2020 won the Open Fours and the Open Triples, and in 2022 won the Champion of Champion Fours. So had a good last 4 or 5 years, has Harry Davis.
Well, this is by far the loosest end we've seen in this game. To use an old saying, I've seen better heads on cabbages, and again.
It's something to remember if Point Chev. Actually, I wouldn't even throw it long. We'll see a change in length once Point Chev scores. I don't know what that'll be. It might be that the mat gets pulled right up and the jack thrown to the 2 metre, or we may see the jack thrown to a half length. I'm not sure, but first point of call is to actually score a point here, and Harry Davis on the backhand.
Yeah, we saw in the last end coming in this direction that the players were short of the jack. That was on a medium end. This time it's on a long end, but Harry Davis says no. I can draw a shot there, and he does. So that's 1 to Point Chev. Gets a pat on the back from his opponent, Brendan Kelly. This game played in good spirit, of course, and it's not a nice feeling when you have to walk down and see how far short you were in those situations. But look, it's been a pretty cold day, and there's a lot of moisture in the air, and perhaps the green's just slowing down a little bit as it gets a bit colder. Adam Blucher just slipping past on the draw. Very good effort, but it's 1 to Point Chev. Can they break their duck?
That's the question.
Is the 7th end their end for scoring? Colin Williams with his first bowl. Just starting to turn now.
Does it back into the head?
Does it turn for second? Yes, I think it does.
Ish.
No, maybe still out of the count.
Ish. Maybe not.
I think we'll call it 1 to Point Chev, just from, yes, I think it definitely is now. We see that image. Adam Blucher.
Adam Blucher here on the forehand.
Still a very good bowl.
Good bowl. That'd be tempting just to rip it off on the forehand side or the backhand side. Doesn't matter. Get them both, he says. He said, Colin just said, we'll pray for contact first. That's good from Colin Williams on the backhand. Oh, within a bowl.
Well,
Good try.
the duck continues to quack.
Up to double figures now, the
Yep.
T2 team.
And at 10-0 after 7 ends. Look, they're not high-scoring ends, but it just starts to push the game a little bit further away. And so here we are. Sorry, on the 8th end. So we've played 7, and almost halfway. And at the moment, the momentum seemingly with the Te Atatū Peninsula side as Peter Blucher leads off with this first bowl on the 8th end, a slightly shorter end this time, and a good opening bowl from Peter Blucher. Just coming past, but handy.
And Aiden just... All Pointchev will be looking to do is just score a point and work from there. And there's always a way to try and get yourself back in a game, but it's helpful if you start scoring first. And Aiden on the back end, it's a reasonable first bowl.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Pointchev, Colin hasn't had a conversion shot with his last bowl over the last few ends. And I mean, not missing by much, but just missing out. And Adam Blucher just shading him a little bit with some very good bowls that he's playing. But early days, and that's a good second bowl again from Peter Blucher, as we saw on the last end. Fortunately, this time his first bowl's over, so he's got the shot and a position bowl, which is always a good thing for a lead to have. As Aiden tracks down on this backhand and looking for a contact on his bowl or on the jack. Does he hold? Yes, he
Good
does.
bowl. Yeah, well played.
Doesn't get the shot, but I mean, two good seconds. And now Brendan Kelly. Been a little bit short the last couple of ends, so he'll be wanting to just try and remedy that and make sure that he's reaching, knowing that this Pointchev team like to attack.
Yeah, on his backhand now, Brendan Kelly. Willing it to hold it, just going to duck across. And Harry's first bowl will be drawing sort of a metre past. If he lands on the bowl or the jack, it's good stuff. Just looking to get on the scoreboard. Pointchev and work from there. They've got 10 ends to go after this one. This being the 8th of 18.
Harry Davis played very well coming in this direction a couple of
Very
years ago.
close here from Harry. That's a good bowl. He's found a bowl side. He's found fresh air somehow, but it's a good shot.
It is a good
shot. He's finished in a nice space, and it's something he does well, is that weight control, Brett.
Yeah, and look, you know, setting this head up quite nicely. So what can Brendan Kelly do here to just try and consolidate it for the Te Atatū team? He's on a good line. I'm not sure he's got speed. Is he going to come?
It's hard to tell with this bowl. He's just going to fall short. And it'll be interesting to see. That bowl's probably shorter than it looks, but it may be tempting to switch Harry to the forehand side. Nah, just staying the same, says Colin, because it is shorter than it looks, isn't it, that bowl?
Yeah, and Harry's been playing that hand very well. So let's see what he can do here.
On the backhand, Harry Davis.
He's out on a good line. What's he got speed-wise?
See the bowl come back into view very shortly.
Yeah,
there it is. Well, he hasn't locked the opposition bowl in, so that's good news. And Pointchev sitting with second and third. Just finding the way to remove the shot bowl is the challenge, Brett, because there is that bowl that's directly in line with the shot bowl, that's short.
Yep.
So you can't move it with much weight, can you? You have to
and unless he plays the other hand, I mean, Colin could come down on his forehand side. Just look to turn the pink bowl up, or just sit that bowl out, which would make quite a few shots for them in that scenario. So let's see what in Adam's case, he'll be looking to just try and get to that pink bowl on the left, just at 9 o'clock, as we see it. So just getting out a little bit wide there. It'll come back. Here it comes. Oh, actually played that pretty well. Yeah, it's a good spot there. I mean, Colin swapping over on the forehand side, and I expect he'll be coming down with a little bit of weight to try and sink this bowl out.
This is half a chance here from Colin Williams.
Good line. Does he miss the front bowl?
Whose bowl is that coming through? He's cannoned something out.
I think
Easier to remove, I suppose.
I think that's Brendan Kelly's bowl.
Yeah.
He turned up. So I've gone from one down to one down. But again, much more open now, and it's Adam Blucher trying to draw another shot down there. Well, he's wide. So
Have another go, he says.
Yep, and there's a shot here. If you can get that bowl out, they'll have 4 or 5.
Colin Williams on the forehand side.
Better line.
He's close here.
Better line. He skid off. He gets the jack.
He's
follows
followed
the
it clean
jack
through. And so it begins.
Yeah, so Point Chever on the board. And that'll be a relief. The duck has gone. And let's see what length they choose
Clapping
here.
away. Oh, Aiden's going to go over
Yep,
chat.
they're going to have a little conference, and I'm going to have a bathroom stop, Alex, and
Fair
be
enough.
back in a second.
As we wait for them to make their call on what length the jack is going to be. It may be that the mat is pulled up right up to the 2 metre mark and the jack is thrown long, or it may be that the mat is right back and the jack is thrown short. But the equation is 9 points down. Point Chev looking for a way to make their way back into this Champion of Champion triples final, and the decision has been made. Aiden going for a little bit of a walk, so the mat up a couple of metres from the 2 metre mark. Let's see where the jack is thrown. And he delivered it nicely. And body language would indicate that they're happy enough. I saw a little nod there. So that's about where they wanted to throw the jack. Now it comes down to the first bowl. Switching to the forehand side. So making a couple of changes at this halfway mark in the game. See what happens with this one. A good first bowl there from Maiden Takarua. And Peter Blucher perhaps following him down on the forehand. Hard to tell with the delivery, to be honest. Nope, on the backhand he is. We've got another Kelvin Scott on our hands here.
A generous man.
Still cold outside, Brett?
Yes, not tropical at all, but doesn't seem to be bothering the players here, and it's another good bowl from Aiden Takarua. Playing in 9 here, so we're at the halfway stage of this game. Advantage still very much with the Te Aratu Peninsula team, but there's nothing like just seeing a number on your side of the board.
Oh, the psychology is so different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're then working on a way to win the match.
Absolutely.
You know it feels more doable because you've already scored a point. Whereas when you've got a 0 and you're looking for a way to win, the focus is very much on getting the end. Whereas when you've got 9 points to make up in 9 ends, it's different. It just feels different. I know technically it's not, but psychologically it's a different kettle of fish.
Completely. Harry Davis, now Peter Blucher just sailing past with his first bowl. What a thrill it would be for him to win his first Auckland title with his son.
Family, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's see so many great family stories in this game. So Harry just pulling up short there, but that's another shot. So at this stage, it's Point Chev holding 3. And Brendan Kelly not looking entirely happy with that, though.
He didn't look thrilled, but the bowl looks not bad,
Yeah.
Brett.
And I think he'll be less concerned with that than he might have been. That's ended up in a good place. Probably 3rd shot there. So at this stage, Point Chev definitely holding shot, possibly two, as Harry plays his second bowl.
On the backhand side.
And again on a good line, slightly tight, I think.
Oh, just that little bit short.
Yeah, no, you'd be disappointed with that. No reason to be short after such a good first bowl. So Brendan Kelly again.
He looks happier with this bowl.
Yep. He's tighter.
It's ironic that he was happier with this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just that deception in that even though the green is slow, you still have to take green.
And remember, it will be changing as we're now at 10 to 4 in the afternoon. The atmosphere does make a difference to these carpet, well, any green to be fair, so it will be changing too.
Yeah, it certainly will be getting slower, and I think you can see that just the bowl's not quite with the same finish that we saw earlier. So Colin Williams now with his first bowl, and I think he's going to be short as well.
Lovely line.
Yep.
To be fair, he hasn't had many opportunities just to draw in this game.
No, he's having to play with a lot of reaching weight.
It'd be hard to try and switch back sometimes. Peter just doing the finger measure, which is something I will never understand, but everyone seems to do it. And what's he indicated? Nothing, just to draw.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't think it would have mattered whether they had the shot or not. He'd still have to play the same sort of bowl. I guess it firms up in your own mind exactly what the situation is. But let's see what Adam Blucher can do. He's played some very good bowls in this final to date, and he's close here. Very close here. That's a great bowl.
Good shot.
Well done to the young man. Great shot.
Yeah, very good shot there from Adam Blucher. It'll be interesting to see what the call is. The jack's going straight back to that bowl. If it's hit hard enough, it might go to the right or the left.
And that bowl is Brendan Kelly.
That's
so
right.
If you're watching and you can see the two Navy bowls, Harry Davis's bowls have two white rings.
Yeah.
And Brendan Kelly's has one. So
be interesting if the jack may even bounce back up the rink. It's going so square to Brendan's bowl based on that camera angle.
Quite possible.
Bounce back up the rink, which is fine because they've got short bowls.
Yes, the shortest one being Collins' first bowl.
Imagine if that was the shot in about 20 seconds.
I'm sure he'd tell us all about it. So
we'll see what happens. From the players' end, you probably only see 2/3 of that bowl.
Right.
Oh, you can just about see the whole bowl. Maybe 3/4 of it. 90%. Thank you, camera people. And Colin lining up now on his backhand side. Steve Fisher there in the background.
So he's searching. He's close. Oh, he just slips past.
That can't have been far away.
Really good effort. Really, really good effort.
Not even a quarter of a bowl out there, Colin Williams. But Adam now, he's played a good bowl. He'll just look to repeat it, see if he can get another one close. Just continuing to extend that lead that Te Aratu has at the moment.
A little tighter this time, but again, he's got very good speed.
Good bowl. That's
He's going to be close here. Very close here. That's outstanding. That's outstanding, Alex.
Yeah. Good bowls. Nothing else to say about it, really. It's two well played shots. His first one was perfect, and he did a second, a perfect bonus bowl there.
Yeah, no, just showing a lot of composure. I think his first Auckland centre final.
I think so. Yeah.
And so at this stage, making every post a winner. And we've now played 9 ends, so we're officially halfway. 12-1. 11 shots is not necessarily that many shots to claw back over 9 ends, but for Point Chev, they need to start scoring and scoring probably more than once.
Need to start applying the sort of pressure we saw when they held the 5 and the jack was then driven into the ditch by Adam Blucher. If you can apply pressure, everything comes from that. And it may be that there's a game plan change of some sort. You might see Aiden get more aggressive or less aggressive, but they won't keep doing the same thing over and over again. You need to find 11 points in 8 ends. The intelligent bowlers, they've all been around a little bit, so there'll be a plan in place, but sometimes it's just not your day, and the opposition plays better than you, which is what's happening at the moment, as we see Aiden pull up just a little bit short on his backhand side. I can't tell which side if that's a forehand or a backhand.
Yeah, no, the feet definitely lined up for a forehand, but he's playing very steady bowls, Peter Blucher.
That's a lovely shot here from Peter Blucher.
Yeah, well played. Just gets timbered on that bowl, but that's probably second shot, and definitely at this stage he is edging Aiden Takarua in the leading department, which is a surprise, certainly based on their respective track records. But today it's Peter Blucher just playing a little steadier, and just getting that Te Aratu team off to a good start. And Aiden would be disappointed with that. Wide and short.
Yeah, it leaves a bit of work for Harry Davis to do, doesn't it?
And so Brendan Kelly on the forehand side, just looking to get around that short bowl of Aiden Takarua's and add another shot or a position bowl. And he's played this pretty well. Yeah, that's a good bowl from Brendan Kelly. Another shot, slightly short of the jack, but again, just continues to apply the pressure. And when you're behind on the board and behind on the head, it's not much fun. And Harry would be disappointed with that. He hasn't played a lot of bowls, to be fair, on this forehand side coming in this direction, but that's wide and short. And
it's just sort of, yeah.
and I've got to say, Alex, you know, the warning bells should be starting to ring for this Point Chev team, because at the moment they are not playing with anywhere near the sort of consistency that they've shown in the previous games against this Te Aratu team, who are just playing good, steady stuff.
Yeah, now is the hour, isn't it?
Yep. And again,
at least if he gets past, it might be something.
Again, he's wide.
It's hard work.
Turns that bowl in, so it's Te Aratu holding at least 3 shots, possibly 4. Hands in the pockets from Colin, and I can't blame him, because that's, it's not much fun watching that stuff come up. And, I think Adam Blucher will be just wondering, well, I don't really want to fatten the head up. And just showing a lot of maturity. Just got a nice message from Peter Thorne. Just complimenting how well Adam is playing in this final today. And I think, Peter, you're exactly right, mate. I think he's playing with a lot of maturity, and again, just making sure he's around the back here. They're holding shots on the head. They don't need to fatten the target up.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what we wondered,
Yeah.
earlier on in the game, how the game management would go, because Colin, Aiden, and Harry have all won centre titles.
Absolutely.
The other team, they don't know what it's like to win one, and sometimes.
Yeah. And that's a delightful shot. Adam leaning on his father's shoulder. Just obviously, the two of them, are quite close, but also just combining very well here. So, what can Colin Williams do to try and resurrect the situation? If he gets on that bowl of Aiden Takarua's, if he gets a work on that, and he gets the shot.
Yeah, good bowl.
Yep, look, just played with good weight down there now. What do we see? Do we see the big gun come out from Adam Blucher? We know his prowess as a driver. He's got the back bowl.
There'll be a temptation.
Well, you know, he really has nothing to lose here and everything to gain if he can get that bowl out. Yep, I think we're seeing the outcome comes the big cannon. Right, let's see what he's got. On the drive. And he's off that. Oh, I thought he was going to get it off that short bowl.
So did I. So did I. Now let's have a look at the head and see how it's sitting. Point Chev holding one.
There would have been some hearts and some hands there from the Point Chev team.
It was briefly panic stations. It looked like he was going to connect with a good bolt. Just looking to see if there's anything on at all. Off a very outside wing bolt. See if you can cannon across or something. And then you just try and draw for two.
Well, there is a draw there. I mean, you can draw past the white bolt. You will get turned there. Colin just trying to assess. Shots are being hard to come by, so we definitely don't want to give them up. But
that's the thing.
But equally, I think, you know, just settle down and draw a shot.
I could miss anything putting my shoulder out.
I love the fact that even in a tense final, Colin can still find the opportunity for a bit of humour.
Righto, let's see what happens here.
I couldn't draw a picture, Harry.
Rightio. I think he's just drawing.
Yeah.
On the full hand.
Holding the... Oh, he's winding up. So he might be going up. There's a wing bowl that's low.
Yep.
And it's well removed from the head. Off that wing bowl. Yeah, fair enough. They were looking for a way to try and remove the back bowl without it being too dangerous. And fair cool.
Yeah, and look, I get that. I mean, you're trying to make shots at the stage of the game when you're behind, and if those shots are there to play. I think the greatest exponent I've seen of that sort of tactics was Nick Unkovic. His ability to drive off wing bowls was unparalleled, and a number of times I'd watch him even set up an end by getting his third to sort of draw a shot out wide that gave him a bowl to come off, and he was unerringly accurate with that. And I know Aidan can play those bowls pretty well himself. So anyway, the net of all of that is that Point Chev scored their second point in the final. They go out to 12-2. They'll be very pleased with that, given that end was looking particularly ugly until Colin's first bowl. And Aidan very close with his first here. That's a nice opener from him. So we're playing the 11th of 18 ends in this final of the Bowls Auckland Men's Champion of Champion Triples. And it's Adam Blucher's Te Aratu team. Adam playing alongside Brendan Kelly and father Peter Blucher, who are leading Colin Williams' Point Chev team of Aidan Takarua and Harry Davis by 12 shots to 2. And that's a handy first bowl from Peter Blucher. Not where he'd want to finish, but definitely in the zone. And he'd be happy with that. And if I'm Aidan Takarua, wide and heavy. Again, better than being short, but just not where he really wanted to be. And
I mean, they'll be happy with the first bowl. And all they'll be waiting for, you know, you just need an end where Te Aratu just have a looser few bowls. And see if you can jump on it and get some numbers. Although 10 points, 7 ends, they need to be probably scoring at least half of the next, or probably six or 7 ends worth for the Point Chev team. But possible. They need to score this end though.
As you can see, a good crowd in the Royal Oak Clubhouse watching this final. It's pretty brisk outside, so people choosing to watch the game from inside the clubhouse at this magnificent new facility. The clubhouse is not new, but obviously the palace, as we've called it, this indoor green is. And here's a great bowl from Brendan Kelly. Does he reach?
Run, he says.
No.
He hasn't quite made it. So Harry Davis with an opportunity to add a third shot here.
Make sure you're slipping
And
so 18 end final. We're playing the 11th end. And Harry Davis now with his second bowl. He just needs
close
to get
here.
past that bowl. Does he get past it? Oh, he gets an edge, but he does. But the edge gets him past
needs
it.
it to sit down, try and make a narrow target. Well, I still feel like there's going to be aggression coming from the Te team. If not now, with Adam's first bowl.
So Brendan Kelly, he'll be looking to try and draw a second shot here. Try and get a closer bowl for his skip, and he's on a good line here. Here's a very good bowl from Brendan Kelly. Look at this.
Under pressure, what a great draw.
Yeah, very good bowl. So again, for our viewers, the Kelly bowls have the one white ring on the outside, and the Davis bowls have the two white rings.
Yep.
So it's Davis with the shot, and Kelly with the second shot. And as Colin Williams goes down to play his bowl, he'll be looking to draw up and just look for a little bit of contact on the jack, tucking around the corner, gets makes another one or two shots. Hasn't had a lot of draw bowls in this game, to be fair. Colin Williams has tended to be playing with a lot of weight, and shows a little bit with that first bowl.
Yeah, perfect green, but just to find that feel when you've been running all the time is hard. Adam indicating he wants to play his backhand side.
I think that makes sense, because on the forehand side, if he moves the jack, they potentially go down. On the backhand side, he can reach that pink bowl, and if he does happen to be narrow and turn the bowl, the bowl over onto the second shot.
Yeah, unlucky for it to go badly.
That's right. Much safer, and he's managing the board well by doing that. Not feeling like he has to get the shot all the time, and he's close. You heard his father Peter say, "Great line," but that tightens the head up a little more. I think for Colin it's the same shot. He's just drawing up there on the forehand side and seeing if he can add another shot. If not, trail the jack.
Yeah, there's nothing really on. Come and have a look, that's fair enough. I think your best call is just to try and dead draw it.
I think so.
There's no easy shot set up to try and
No.
remove anything, and Brendan's bowl's so close to the jack. See if you can get a nice turn on the forehand. No, we'll find out soon enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, I think in these situations, small fish are sweet. You just, for Point Chev, it's just about, keeping the scoreboard ticking over as they try and climb back. I don't know. Collins decided to play the backhand.
They must see a shot on.
Oh, he's driving. Well, I didn't see that. At least he was trying to get the inside edge of that bowl and try and move it out.
I mean, I suppose if you think, well, I can't, if you didn't back yourself to draw within a foot on the forehand and there was another shot on, that might have been the logic behind that decision, and you are trailing by 10.
Yep.
I suppose worst case scenario, you probably wouldn't give the shot away. You'd either kill it or pop the jack back and maybe hold one to that back bowl at 12 o'clock on the screen.
Indeed. And I mean, if he could have got that bowl out, they might have had three.
I'm just taking a swig of something sweet before he plays his bowl.
Now, what will he do? He's one down.
On the backhand, arriving with some weight on the backhand. See if he gets a good result in collision. Didn't have more the green than anything, just trying to sit a bowl down there. That was a nice effort there from Adam Blucher, and it should be 1 to Point Chev, so up to 3 points now. 9 the difference on this, the 12th end. Remember, it's 18 ends, so 6 ends to go after this.
Yeah, but advantage still very much with the Te Aratu Peninsula team.
Oh, for sure. You know, if you think about it, Point Chev have had one chance to score a bundle, and that was when they sat with 5. But other than that, it's never really looked like Point Chev would score more than a 2 or a 3 at a stretch, and you need to have better heads than that if you're chasing a 9 points in sort of 6 end situation.
But as we like to say, this is the business end of the game, and so now you start to see how people, as you get a bit closer to that 18th end, how people, how composed people can remain, and that's a very good start from Aidan Takarua.
What will be going through the Point Chev team's heads that they have won centre titles before, and they know what it's like to win a centre title. Te Aratu can't say that.
No.
And if you could just get within Kui with 2 or 3 ends to go, pressure can do funny things.
That's exactly right. And I think, that first bowl that we see from Peter Blucher there, that's precisely the sort of thing that Te Aratu have got to make sure they don't start doing. They don't start playing loose. You don't have to have the shot all the time, but you need to make sure you're reaching the head and playing with good line. So, so let's see what Peter does with his second bowl, because momentum can change pretty quickly. Yeah, a little bit more conviction with that second bowl, and he's got a much better line here. Starting to break into the head now. He's over, and that's not unusual when you've dropped your first one short. Look, it's in a handy position, but still 2 to Point Chev. And Harry Davis on this favoured backhand side that he's played pretty well, actually, coming in this direction.
Yeah.
So let's see what...
Oh, it's commentators cursed him. I think,
Yep.
Brett, it's just always looked a bit narrow. It's holding up for a while, though, to be fair. Just underneath the line.
Well, it's another
I suppose
shot.
It's counting, though, isn't it? See the picture-in-picture there of Adam indicating Brendan where he wants the bowl to finish up.
Yeah, good line from Brendan Kelly here. Put that ball out on a good arc. Breaking now. Still a little wobble there.
Yeah. Second shot.
You heard Adam Blucher, and at this stage, it's good game management. Harry Davis.
On the backhand. He's still narrow.
That's a shocker.
Has he compensated with weight, though?
Yeah, that's not 2 of his best bowls.
B-dog. Is that what you call Brendan?
I don't know. Maybe that's just what you call anybody.
Just
maybe you're A dog and I'm B dog in the commentary. But anyway,
no,
no, it's definitely not.
What's he done?
Well, we can say the B dogs played a pretty good bowl.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
And I just love that youthful energy and enthusiasm from Adam.
Aiden just trying to figure out who's holding what. I think it's a 1 down indication.
Yeah, it didn't look, once he'd finished having a look, he looked up at Colin.
Didn't look thrilled,
Williams.
did he?
No,
Yeah.
no, didn't look thrilled at all. And I think Colin Williams will be looking to try and get down and reach that bowl. Yep, probing down on the backhand side.
Hoping for a bit of good fortune here, and he's got the weight to get it, but not to be. Fair effort. I suppose he's removed another counter of theirs away, so it becomes worth more, doesn't it, if he can replace the shot bolt. Adam marching very purposefully back to the mat.
Obviously pretty confident as to who's got the shot, and he'll have a good keen young eye. Do I see, is that Nicole Singer in the background,
Yes, it is. Yep.
Alex,
Yep.
one of the promising young women players in the Bowls Auckland area, but had a pretty good season this year. Runner up in the Taranaki Open Fours, and doing very well with her game. So nice to see her along watching this event, and Adam Blucher just trying to draw a shot.
Actually makes it easier for Colin now. 4 seconds, said Aiden, so it's just about removing that shot to bowl. On the back end here, you feel like this is one of the very few chances Point Chev has had to score a number. He's in the area here. Colin Williams needs to clear the front bowl.
Got it all away.
He's got it, but removed one of the seconds, so it should be holding a 3. And next to Nicole there in the background is her stepfather, Steve Fisher. He's been a very good indoor bowler in his time, won the New Zealand Peers in 2012. And is now trying his hand at the outdoor game, and I think just won the Auckland 1-5 singles. So a man with about 30 years experience in bowls, but just a second-year outdoor player.
All right, so Point Chev holding, we think at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, well, Aiden said 4 seconds, but they lost one of their bowls in collision. So
Adam Blucher with his last bowl of this 12th end.
Can he
draw
the shot, this young man?
Well played. Well played, young man.
He'll be happy. He was in the area.
Yep.
Point Chev still ticking over the point, so 8 the difference now.
Yeah, played with a good line there. Just came off his father Peter's first bowl for second shot, and so that's good game management. No panic. Played a short bowl on the other hand with his first bowl, and but calmly moved across and played that side to get to this final. Te Aratu had a very close semi-final game. They played the Greyland team of, again, another father and son team, Jamie and Ryan Hill, and they were playing for Mo Taurua. And that was a real cliffhanger with Te Aratu getting up 14-13 on the last end to win that game. And their semi-final, it was the Point Chev team playing against Balmoral, Chris Dearsley, Travis Engelbrett, and Alan Moyle.
That was a 1-point win as well, Brett.
And that was a tight game as well, with Point Chev eventually prevailing by a single shot, 17-16, after looking fairly comfortable. I think they were behind early, then got in front. So
in front for the most of the game. So a late charge from the Balmoral team.
Good ding-dong battle. And so both of these sides have had to work hard to get here. And now as we get down to the money ends, this being the end 13 of 18, it's Te Aratu with definitely the advantage at 12-4, but not not anything to not time to start putting up the shutters yet. And Peter Blucher
stalking this. Look at him stalk this bowl. I think he's willing it to hold. He might have known that was tight. I think just look at that, the 3 bowls right there in that little group, but short of the head. And Harry, you'd approach this head and think, well, I've got plenty of room to draw here on the forehand.
And I think Point Chev's chances in this game really rest with Harry Davis. If he can really find the form that has won him 4 Auckland Centre titles, including a singles, then I think he can really start to apply some pressure. But at the moment, just too much room in there. Just not really putting that pressure on the Point Chev team, on the Te Aratu team. And to be fair, Brendan Kelly and Adam Blucher both drawing very well, playing some good, steady stuff. Brendan, a huge experienced player. And here he is again, just inside Harry's bowl. And yeah, that's a great bowl, Brendan.
Yeah, very good shot. And Harry now will be playing with weight to Aiden's back bowl.
So, still plenty of ends to go. So Harry stalking this one.
Point Chev will just try to get within 4 points on the last end. Inside out would be good here. Oh, it's unbelievable that he did not get a feather there, Brett.
Yep, look for all money like there was a contact to be gained. So, again, Adam Blucher recognising the danger, no back bowls. So, saying to Brendan Kelly, get out on your backhand side, change your hand, and just get me one around the back here, just somewhere in there that only's played this well. 2 good bowls, Brendan Kelly. That's about perfect. Just splits the two catching bowls of Point Chev. And now the focus turns over to Colin Williams as to what he can do. High five from Adam for Brendan.
It's not Peter's head, so I hope he stopped finger measuring by now.
So Colin now reaching down on that forehand side. He's close here, very close here. Well, very fortuitous.
Yep.
Click, clack, and it's 1 to Point Chev.
I mean, you certainly wouldn't be displeased with that result, would you?
Oh, look, he was in the target area, and it was definitely an opportunity to get that result. Adam Blucher just taking his time, just having obviously a bit of a think about what he's going to play. I imagine he'll draw. He's been drawing pretty well in this game, and he'll want to get another ball on the head. And that he is. And he's on a good line here.
Yeah, just on the forehand. He's been drawing well, Adam Blucher. Willing his bowl on, talking to it.
Outstanding.
Good shot.
Just outstanding. I can't say enough about how impressed I've been with Adam Blucher today. I think he's played with, lots of talent, but also lots of maturity so far. So Colin on the run just gets a flip off that.
Again, a bowl off, eh? He's been close with a lot of those shots, but
yes.
I don't think he's got a result of one of them yet, and he would have been within a bowl every time.
Yep, no, he'll be disappointed with that. I mean, he's a very accurate run shot player, but today, as you say, yeah, just that one bowl wide. So
when you're a player and that happens, you'd actually rather miss by a mile. You can be at peace if you've missed it by a metre, but when you're constantly within a couple of bowls, it can be an incredibly frustrating sport. As we see Adam Blucher, he will expect himself to add a 2 here, and there's no reason to think that he wouldn't. He's been playing good bowls, consistent bowls.
He has.
Oh, there's a commentator's curse.
Well, he had good line, but I guess, look, he's got a shot and he doesn't want to give the shot away. And, he while are scoring Point Chev or not, and so the score ticks over to 13 for Te Aratu. They lead 13-4, so 9 shots advantage, playing the 14th end. So still 5 ends to go, and nothing to say that the game's over, but certainly it's the Te Aratu side of Peter Blucher, Brendan Kelly, and Adam Blucher that are just playing the steadier bowls and getting the conversion shots.
Yeah, I mean, if it continues like it's going, Te Aratu will win.
I agree. I agree, and I think it really comes down to Point Chev just not applying enough pressure in the game. They're just not getting them close enough, and when they have, Adam Blucher's played some good conversion shots, and again, that's a okay bowl from Aiden, but definitely not up to his standard. Let's see what Peter Blucher does with the second bowl. Stayed down a little bit this time, and got it out on a better line, and again, he'll just be slightly tight, but it's holding. Oh, he's played a good bowl.
Lovely
very,
shot
very
there.
good bowl.
That's a good bowl from
Well
Peter
played.
Blucher.
Well played. So, advantage Te Aratu. Big day for the club today. Both the men's and women's teams making the final. The women's side of Marion Hakaraya Robin Rayhana and Lauren Mills just getting pipped on the post by the Bridge Park team of Kirsty Hill, Leslie McLinden, and Skip Agimotu, and the men's team looking to see if they can just go one better in this Bowls Auckland event. And just a shout out again to the Blue Waters Community Trust for all of their support of this coverage and of bowls in the Auckland area. Just fantastic to have their commitment to the game and the funding that makes this coverage possible, but also the investment that they are also making in facilities and development of our game.
Yeah, great stuff for sure. As we see, Harry Davis asked to play through the head. If he gets a clean run, he's okay. That was a lovely weight from Harry. He's actually, well, he's made the weight required more, so Colin may leave it for himself now. You might get Harry to just draw past and then have a nibble, because all those bowls are sitting flat and you've clogged the front of the head up. So to get movement, you have to hit it harder now.
So again, good skipping from Adam Blucher. They're holding the shot. Just saying to Brendan Kelly, look, just see if you can get one behind for me. He'll be anticipating that Colin Williams or Harry Davis will be attacking. So just looking to try and get one just past the head. And that's a good bowl from Brendan Kelly.
Right here, you're trying to get contact with Aiden's bowl, you push it through.
Yeah, so asking for a connection from Harry, but he will need to add a bit more weight because everything's sitting flat. So maybe another metre to the shot on the backhand. Harry Davis. He's in the area here, Brett.
Yeah, he's played this well.
It's drifting. Needs it to get back down to the head.
Now it comes. Yep.
Good
well,
shot.
That's the shot. That is the shot.
Will Adam be tempted to play the little plant?
I'd be very surprised if he doesn't.
So would I.
Though he will be mindful he's only one down, and that is Harry Davis's bowl at the back, and so and also Aiden Takarua's over to one side, so he wouldn't want to get connection onto that jack and potentially go two down when he's only one down.
If you get the pink, you push it right through. You don't want to just get the pink and push it down.
So they're just talking about the possibilities. One down's all right, he said.
Yeah, I think
so. He doesn't want to play the plant because he thinks it'll pop the jack out to the back right as we see it.
Yeah, there are big shots to be played, but they don't need to be played right now. Not when you're leading 13-4. I think he'll draw here. Just try and draw on the backhand, just see if he can come past. And he has. And just makes sense to just try and see if he can get in there close. He's close here. That's a very good bowl.
That's a great shot.
That's a very good bowl.
So Colin's almost better to actually try and roll Aiden up and over a couple of times because it removes that plant entirely.
Yep, I think that's right. I think now that bowl is there of Adam Blucher, he may be tempted to play that.
You would, wouldn't you?
Side. Well, even though you're 9 in front, you still don't really want the opposition to score if you can avoid it. So I think he'll if he has the opportunity, he'll play that shot now on the forehand side. So Colin, you want to try and turn that pink bowl up of Aiden's.
Smooth delivery from Colin Williams on the backhand.
Yeah, he's got caught a little bit wide there. Maybe he'll play the shot.
I think Adam will play it now because he's got a catching bowl if the jack does move. So he may as well.
You will have to be careful though, because Colin's still got one bowl to come, and you wouldn't want to push the jack out and then let Colin play.
Have an opportunity
to trail it, because Colin does have all three back bowls. So I think I'd be wanting to be a little bit careful if I was the Te Aratu team. You wouldn't want to turn the pink bowl onto the jack either. I think I'd be cautious. But then I'm not Adam Blucher, and as we've seen, he's played some great bowls. So let's see what he does this time.
He's on his forehand side. They try to draw around, go around the short bowls. Let's see if we can see anything. Where is it? Oh, well, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to seeing a shot played, but that's okay. He didn't really need to. I think probably had 2 or 3 ideas, maybe 2 or 3 different thoughts in his head there. So now Colin and Aidan trying to figure out a way to get more than one here.
Yeah, I think to your point, that was sort of a half and half shot. I think it was like a draw kind of weight, but probably sort of weighted green. I think the question to me here is there's a couple of shots. Colin could play the pink bowl through onto the jack, and they've got the bowls behind, the 3 bowls behind. That's what I thought Adam might have covered. Or the plant and take the view that the plant might dislodge the jack.
Well, if the plant dislodges the jack and it's popping to the left as we see it, that's good. He said, I don't want to underhit it. So they must be looking to get jack movement past. Like I said earlier, I mean, they're both indoor bowlers. They can read the angles here. We'll see what he decides to do.
Right, a bit of banter with one of the spectators. I think that might be for a refreshment stop.
Right,
Thirsty
so
work, this.
4 ends to go. Trailing by 9. Point Chef trying to find a way to score more than 1 point.
Right.
Let's see if they found it.
Right, Colin, what have you got for us? He's on the run.
Let's see where it goes.
And he's close. He's close.
He's close here, Colin Williams.
Oh, unlucky.
Was it respotted? I've forgotten what the rules are. If it was respotted, that could be real good.
No,
I so wanted it to be a respot because it would be great on the respot. And there's my point Chevalier coming out, but kill's a kill.
Yeah, and look, he was unlucky there. If he'd got that bowl clean onto the jack, that was potentially 4 shots to Point Chev. So he got the contact that he wanted, but just didn't get it quite clean enough. And obviously it bounced out. And
it's a sign that they've got no intention of losing this game quietly, isn't it?
No.
That team looking to try and score points.
And look, as I said to you before Colin played that last bowl, I was a little surprised Adam didn't go to the back because I thought that was an unnecessary, and maybe they discussed that as one of the options. But I just think at this stage of the game, you've got to be, when you've got that sort of lead, you've got to be looking at every avenue to avoid dropping more than 1.
Absolutely.
And that was the danger for them, and Colin almost played it. So Adam will learn from that and realise that that was something that could have happened. But in the meantime, unfortunately for the Point Chev team, the end did kill, and so it is Te Aratu still leading 13-4, playing this 14th end. And Peter Blucher with a good first bowl, getting his team again off to a good start. And this time he's on the run.
No.
And he's on the run, but the bowl's not. So, I'm not sure why he's running up to the head. Perhaps Adam's having a bit of a break. But it is Te Aratu holding the shot, and Aidan Takarua swaps over onto the backhand side, given that Peter's last bowl was shorter than the way, and maybe that's the hand Aidan should have been playing because he draws a very good shot.
Yeah, very good shot there.
So 1-2 Point Chev, and Brendan Kelly now on his backhand side as well. A pretty good arc here, just starting to break back now.
Willing it back into the head. He's just shy, and it's sat flat, so it's reasonably safe if Harry is to play the backhand.
Good. You've drawn it, Aidan, mate. You had it
Adam
and followed
Blucher
through.
back
That's all good.
on the rink. He's obviously
Looking
just
under.
gone to have a bit of a break. And be pleased to see that they're only one down. Harry Davis. Harry, I think, is the key player here, because if he can really hit his straps, then I think Point Chev.
That's how you're going to apply pressure, isn't it?
Yep, you've got to, and work on the basis that this is the first final for the Te Atatū team, and maybe pressure might change that situation. But at the moment, they're looking every inch the winning side. And here's a great bowl from Brendan Kelly. That's classy. Well played, Brendan.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Give yourself a
And
chance.
really,
Get
Brendan
down there, you
has
grab the jack,
outclassed
grab
Harry
the jack,
over these last few
contact on
ends,
him, that's fine. Through that
which
gap.
again just makes it, all the simpler for Te Atatū to keep calling the shots and forcing Colin into playing some difficult bowls. Anyway, here's Harry.
Harry Davis on the backhand side, a little feather.
Yep, and
Good
that's
shot.
one to Harry. So right on cue, Harry did perform, and
a well demonstrated example there of the difference between those two bowls, because Harry, as you said, one line.
yep.
Brendan's got the two.
So we swap over.
Good shot, Harry Davis, just making his way down the green.
Well done, Harry.
Gentleman of the game.
Yep. And as we said earlier, if his team were to be successful today, it would be his gold star, which would put him in some very illustrious company of players that have won 5 centre titles in the Bowls Auckland, or previously Auckland Bowls Centre. But now it's Adam Blucher.
On the backhand side, he thinks he's close here. Adam Blucher thinks he's close. Well, he might have scared the ball away by shouting at it, because the moment he made a noise, it decided to stop turning.
Probably just a little quick with that bowl. Didn't quite need all that weight, but it's given him the back bowl, which is not bad. Having a bit of a laugh with Brendan Kelly there.
I'm either trying to go that or try and hold under that.
Yes, despite all these years, I've never actually seen the bowls respond to anyone yelling at them.
No, you feel like they do sometimes, but it makes absolutely no difference.
So,
we need 2 minimum. So
what can Colin Williams magic up here?
Therein lies the question.
Because, one's reasonable fishing, but we've got 4 ends to go after this. So ideally, draw a shot, Colin. Or do something to add more than 1.
Do something to, so he's,
Yep.
they're talking about trying to find a way to make a number happen. And that's, I mean, the last third or the quarter of the game, you need to look for your opportunities, and it becomes about you're either in or out, aren't you?
Yep.
Inside out.
Well, there you go.
Vaguely one
2
of the
shots.
options. You know, he was in the area-ish on the tight side, and he's opened it up for Adam, so now it becomes about Adam taking his opportunities. But if you're Point Chev, you're 9 down. Even if you leave big targets, it is what it is, because you're either going to score the points or you're not.
So Adam 2 down here. He does have the back bowl, which was his first bowl that he played, and but he only has 1 bowl in the head. But I don't think that'll worry him. I think he'll play this. He'll play down on that hand. Yep, playing with weight.
No mucking around.
Rating down on that backhand. But no, he's wide.
On the wide side. Now, do you draw for 3 or try pop it out for 4, 5, 4?
Yep, not happy with that.
Decisions.
Get away with it. Yeah, I mean, like, I can get that.
I mean, 2's not bad fishing here for Point Chev, but knowing the way this team plays, they'll be looking to make more shots.
Oh, how many opportunities have they had for a number?
That's
I
right.
can think of maybe 2 or 3 in the entire 14 ends, so I don't think you'll get another one before the end of the game. If you can make a 4, you're within 5 or 6, and that's doable. On the back end, Colin,
Oh.
he's not happy.
Sorry.
No.
Pray for luck then.
Oh, he just
Oh, at least he missed.
Yeah.
At least he missed it, Brett. So 2 there to the Point Chef team.
Well, and it's better to miss when you're holding shots than when you're not. So let's bank those 2. The game tightens up to 7 shots. We've played 15 ends.
3 to go.
So 3 to go. I think I said 4 before, but I can't count.
Yeah. Oh, and if Point Chef get a 2 and a 2, they'll be 3 down last end.
Yep.
And that's when the pressure can just do funny things. And they've been around
Yep.
long enough to have that in the back of their minds. The Te Arotu team has played very well, though, to be fair,
Oh, yeah.
and
look,
deserve to be in this position.
Yep, and look from here, you know, it could be just quite a simple rundown to the last end for them, you know. And again, Aiden will be disappointed with that opening bowl. You know, just not applying that pressure when you have the opportunity. So, what does Peter Blucher do? His role is so important in this triples team that he just keeps landing those bowls in and around the head. He's close.
On the back end side, he's overplayed it, but he's going to stay up on the paddock. So that's a good bowl there to the 2 metre mark.
Yep. Yeah, and then look, you know, what's that, about a metre behind, maybe a metre and a half. So what can Aiden do with this second bowl? Can he start applying the pressure that that his team needs? Well, he's played a tighter line here, and I think he's close. I think he's very close to the jack. He's going to get the
Needs
jack.
it to just a snick.
Well, good shot. 1-2, 1-2. Point Chef. Peter Blucher. Hold your line, Dad. You heard the call from Adam Blucher, and that's a great reply. That's a great reply. B-dog, I think I heard then. So we've got a P-dog and a B-dog in the Te Arotu team. Nicknames, I think, from Adam Blucher, their skip, and yeah, they'll be pleased with that result. Here's Harry Davis on the probe.
Great shot from
Looking
Harry.
for a jack. Wow. Great bowls. Great bowls.
I think it's us, he says, but a good head building. Here in the Palace at Royal Oak Bowls.
Come on, B-Dog. And B-Dog's
Oh,
not far
it is
away here.
turning back. Great effort there.
Yep, another good bowl on the head. This is a good, again, shape, you know, very good tight end. End 15 of 18 here. Advantage with the Te Arotu Peninsula team.
Harry's on the right line.
Yep,
How's
he's
your
close
weight,
again here.
Harry?
Oh, he's just a bit quick.
Overplayed it.
He's just a bit quick.
Needs it to stop.
I'll be
Not to
disappointed with that. Yeah, I mean, that was a little bit of a niggle, Alex. That wasn't a draw.
Yeah, just overplayed.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, to be fair, you're trying to make sure you're reaching, and there's every opportunity to trail the jack there. But yeah, Harry would be disappointed with that. That's well beneath his normal standard. And Brendan Kelly has also gone out in sympathy and decided to drop one short. Adam Blucher politely suggested it's a block. Probably is if you're playing that side of the rink.
Blocks the forehand.
It certainly does. So what can Colin conjure up for us this time?
On the backhand, Colin Williams. Smooth delivery.
On a good line here.
Willing it back down.
Just
He's followed Harry, hasn't he?
Just a bit over.
Hopefully it stays on the paddock.
Yeah.
It's something. Lee Singer now joined that group on the right of your screen. That's Nicole's mother.
Yep, another good player, runner-up in the
One of the peers.
in the Open Pairs, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I did the commentary for that final, and she played very well, very well. Just just headed on the day. Right. Adam Blucher just looking to try and get around the back, I think. What do I know?
What's he done? Claimed to bowl up, so holding one, the Te Atatu team. Connell will still be on the back end, looking for some jack movement.
I'm surprised Adam didn't cover the back there. He's got one bowl behind, which is his father Peter's.
No, just saying pick whatever weight you want to pick. See Colin on the back end. Just let it go pretty smooth.
Yep, probing again.
He's wide though. He's on the wide side.
Yeah, you just really can't get caught out wide.
And it's going to be at least a 1 to Te Atatu here.
And you have to say this has been a soft end, Alex, because, you know, that's really 3 loose bowls, the last 3 bowls from Point Chev, not really in the target area. And at this stage of the game, you've got to make those bowls count. So, Adam Blucher, I don't think he'll be trying too hard here.
On his forehand and up to 14 now. Te Atatu will go 14-6.
It was a good effort. Yep, that's 1 to Te Atatu. 14-6 as we move into the 17th. 16th end, I'm sorry, of this funnel. That's what we've had a kill. So it's thrown out our order. Normally it's an odd number end with the clubhouse behind us.
So 3 scoring ends to go, and the difference 8 points. So if you're a Point Chev supporter, you're probably looking for them to score in 3s, and Te Atatu, if you support them, they can close that out on this end, realistically.
So
short end, which isn't intriguing.
Great bowl from Peter Blucher. P-Dog, you heard the call. So here at the Palace, are we about to crown the new Prince of Auckland Bowls in Adam Blucher?
I like that. That's a good line. Someone should use that if it comes through in the story.
Maybe we'll call him the Prince Dog of Auckland Bowls. I love the jargon. It's fantastic, and you know, great to see him bring his own character and personality to this game. Anyway, we're not there yet. There's a little bit of time before the crown goes on anyone's head. That's 2 pretty good bowls from Peter Blucher, I have to say.
I always thought if we had like an exhibition match or something, I'd give someone the old swinging wooden bowls and call them the Sultan of Swing.
Yeah, and they do swing.
They come right back.
I can remember playing, having a roll-up with a set just a few years ago and wondering how we ever played with them. Mind you, by the time I'd started playing in the 70s, most of the wooden bowls were more a curiosity than a playing item. But I did play with actually some bowls that belonged to the great Arthur Connew at the old Carlton Club. His brother, Matt Connew, who was also a very good player, New Zealand Fours champion, loaned me the bowls to play in an Anzac Day tournament. And there was a lot playing with golf clubs, Alex. Each bowl was numbered and each bowl had a slightly different arc. So it was an interesting experience. But anyway, when we're playing with much more modern bowls, taking a much tighter line here, and it's the line that the Te Atatu team is taking that's pretty compelling. in this game.
They're just playing well. Point Chef fighting to stay in the game, and Harry on the probe on the back end, staying in that scoring area. So if they can get the jack back to the back left of your screen, that'll be where you score your numbers if you are the Point Chef team.
Yep.
And you feel like it's a situation when you're putting all the eggs in one basket here, and if Point Chef can score on this end, it will be a number. There'll still be a chance. If they don't score on this end, I think you may as well go, we are crowning our new prince, and that'll be that home and host for the Te Atatū team.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I'm just enjoying this game management. You know, Adam Blucher, and talking to Brendan Kelly about where to cover, and again putting a back bowl in. So just covering the jack going all the way back. Brendan Kelly covered on the left-hand side with his first bowl. So 2 shots to Te Atatū on this end. What can Harry Davis do to right this? And the news is not good. I think he's just going to be tight again. Just drop underneath there.
Needs to sit that one up. So we still have our scoring area at about, well, it's to the right of your screen now. The top right of your screen is a scoring area, and you need to trail the jack. It's probably a good meter. So it's a very hard shot to play, Brett, but that's where the number is.
Yeah, there is a Brendan Kelly bowl in there, which is in amongst them. But no, there's definitely a chance if you can pull that jack back there, and that's where Adam Blucher will be looking to cover. So he's out on the forehand side and looking to just try and land in that area, out on that side. No, in fact, I was completely wrong. He drew another shot. So well done, Adam Blucher, and effectively saying to Colin Williams, well, you play it.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing here. Colin on the back end, looking to trail the jack around the corner. He's given himself a chance here, Colin Williams.
Well, he gets the ball.
A perfect weight.
He throws the duster up because, as he knows, that's not the best result for him. Look, a shot's a shot. But so now we probably see Adam Blucher playing. Well, he probably doesn't have to try too hard to get the shot.
Well, you restrict it to 1, it's good, isn't it? And the frustration there from Colin was he had perfect weight, and if he'd been half ball narrower, he would have been sitting with a 3 at least, but not to be on that occasion. At least he's sitting with 1, and Adam Blucher trying to remove even that, and he's not far away.
Close here.
Great bowl. That's
magnificent. Bowl. That's magnificent. What a good bowl. Just plenty of confidence. I mean, yes, slightly lucky to get off that wing bowl, but it was a percentage shot just to come down that channel.
He's sort of been in that mood where sometimes you have a day where you put the bowls down the channel, and if they can sit in, they do. And other days you have where you put your bowls down the channel, if they can sit out, they sit out. And Adam, they've been playing well, this Te Atatū team.
Yep, it might be time to call for that crown. I think this is...
Dire Straits.
Yep.
Which is another, it goes with the Sultan of Swing, doesn't it?
Very good, Alex. Very good. I can hear Mark Knopfler's riff warming up in the background. So let's see what Colin can do here.
So looking to find the jack, and I think there's a spot where they pointed where the jack could go, where they get a sort of couple.
So he's playing it on the forehand side.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So maybe looking for the bowl. Yep, looking for the bowl and close.
Needs it to just walk out just a little bit.
Yeah, and he just gets half the edge of the bowl.
Great effort, but not to be. And 15-6 now the score on this, the penultimate end.
Yep, so 9 the difference. A possible 12 shots in the bag for Point Chev. So for Te Atatū, it now just really becomes matching bowls and just making sure that you're covering against any eventualities.
Yeah, you need to get within 6 to even bother playing the last end here. So it's time.
Peter Blucher, he'd be very happy with his work.
He's played well.
He's played steady. Good steady stuff. He's probably outled Aiden Takarua and got Te Atatū off to that good start.
No idea where it finished, but that's okay. We'll just, there we go.
Yep.
It finished quite well.
Yeah, in the zone. Aiden close here. Just gonna finish by, but possibly shot. Fell out. And when it's going bad, it goes bad.
That's it, isn't it?
And they fall out. Peter Blucher stayed down a little bit with that second bowl, and he's close here. Here it comes. It'll just turn off that side there, and here it comes here. That'll be the shot. Well played.
Two good bowls
Well
there
played.
from Peter Blucher. Aiden. Oh, so they look, I mean, realistically, Point Chev would want to score a 5 rather than a 4, because then you only need to get like your super duper number on the last end.
And look, without in any way wanting to presuppose the final outcome, what a great thrill it's going to be for Peter Blucher to win his first Auckland Centre title playing with his son.
Absolutely.
You know, and I know hugely proud of what his daughter Mackenzie Blucher has achieved in the game, and now to see their son, who's been in rich form this year. Started off the season in pretty good touch at Burnside in the under-26s. Runner-up in a really good performance in the Bowls 3-5 event down at 9i in about two or 3 weeks ago. And now, the B-Dog call is out, and Brendan Kelly's responding. That's a great bowl from Brendan.
Lovely bowl.
And a first centre title for Brendan Kelly. Let's not forget about Brendan. He's won a few centre titles in Bowls North Harbour, but nice to see someone who is such an integral part of the game as one of the top greenkeepers having the opportunity to get a bit of play and turning that into a performance. Well, great bowl from Harry. It's not over yet.
Good bowl, and you can just about hear that from inside our walled-off studio.
Yep.
There's a bit of noise from outside. The
There's a roar.
spectators watching on.
And it's not over till it's over.
Oh, they won't know when they've lost until they have.
Yep.
I see Brendan Kelly here on his forehand.
Oh, this
That's
is
a great,
magnificent.
what a great shot.
What a great recovery bowl. Oh, that's just outstanding. And the B-Dog call raining out. Those with a keen eye will see Dean Bartlett, the CEO of Bowls Auckland, just sitting in the window of the office here at Royal Oak. He'll be along to present the spoils to the winners. And Harry Davis, having played a wonderful bowl to trail the Jack for 3, has now played a shocker. And it's 1 to Te Ara 2.
Might be time to try get the kill out, I think.
Yep.
Brett.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think...
Wind up. If you miss it twice,
Yep.
you don't have to take your bowls too far when you shake hands.
Harry picking his bowl up. I think Adam will want to just make sure he gets past it, just in case the Jack does end up in the ditch across on the other side of the rink. He could be a couple down there. So, and he's played this pretty well, I think. He's not going to be past it, which surprises me. I thought he would definitely...
That's a wing bowl. That makes it easier to kill.
Yep. Or to get an edge on the Jack across the other side of the ring.
It's almost the first bit of an experience we've seen come through from Adam.
Yep. Yeah, I think he was looking to try and...
Maybe the first time he thought about the win too, I would suspect.
Is the Jack trail okay or not?
Nah, that's always going to be like right.
Just go for the kill.
So do we need the blue bowl?
You need the ball to go, but it's to touch it.
So just try get it out and if we kill.
Have us a nice runner through there. Don't use weight, use that, sit back and make more.
Yeah. Good call from Aiden Tucker to it.
Yeah, well, it's never over till it's over. And this side have made a habit of winning games from difficult positions. He's got it.
Oh, he snuck the Jack around the corner. That's hard to kill from there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's...
How hard can you hit it? That's the question. And it's a heavy jack too, so it will probably won't bounce out of the...
I'm not sure how many shots they're holding because they do have that pink bowl, as you can see, just about on the centre line. So it might be more than one, but of course it needs to be a lot more than...
They need to find at least at least a 4, really.
Yep. So you heard what Peter Blucher said. Just need second shot. So Adam Blucher with his probably last bowl of this final. Yeah, no, he's played this well. Played this very, very well.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, good mature bowl. The Crown Prince is about to be ordained. And what a masterclass it's been from the young man. He's played very, very well, ably supported by his father Peter and Brendan Kelly. It's been very good to see.
You want to come do it?
I mean, I prefer me doing it, yes.
Aiden's seen something. I think he's going to play a bowl onto a bowl to try and cannon the shot bowl out or something. And Colin just asking if Aiden could come and play it for him.
Well, if anyone has the science to work it out, it's Aiden.
Yeah.
But right now, it's...
so we don't have...
Oh, I think I see. I think it's playing
that ball goes
off the
round and
bowl
get
of
one.
Harry Davis to try and cannon the toucher out of the rink and come across and take out Adam Blucher's bowl. So it's like a click, clack,
And through.
and through.
Fair enough.
And look, you know, at this stage of the game, you've got to be looking for any chance you can.
You may as well find something to play for, eh?
Yep, and it's possible, you know, and it's possible. Is it probable? Well, we'll see. We'll see after he's played the bowl.
Is that Harry?
Yes, it's going for that bowl with a little bit of chalk on it.
Yep.
Cannon onto the pink, onto the shot bowl. Collision bowl follows through. 4 points. It's on. I tell you, it's on.
The feather of it. Like the feather of it. I can get probably about that much of it.
Or is he going for a kill?
I love the positivity, even in this situation.
Always talk like you're going to get it.
Well, you know, I mean, things might look dire, but I mean, at least you've got a chance, and at least try it and play the chance. So, Colin Williams.
Looking for the cannon.
Well,
Square through that one onto Adam's bowl.
Keep going.
Go.
Go.
Well, that's the one I called as
Well,
well.
Good shot.
Outstanding.
That's what he called.
Outstanding shot.
That's what we spoke about, Brett.
4 shots.
Cool. Yeah,
There you go.
That's cool. It's nice that it worked.
1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
That's legitimately what we spoke about and what was called through that cannon.
It isn't over yet.
Very cool. Well played.
Well played. Look, outstanding ball from Colin Williams. And I think, you know, the Te 2 team and the crowd, you know, a little bit stunned.
Yeah, not even a clap for that 4 shots, and it's the best bowl you'll see all day.
Yeah.
So hard to play, but a good shot there.
Simply outstanding. Simply outstanding. And, yeah, you know, just when you thought the game was over. So we better just put that crown back on the cushion again. Let's see.
Just for now. You might have to do another one like that for 5, but at least they play, you know, all you endeavour to do if I'm playing a game, I endeavour to play the last end. It's nice to play the game out, and then anything can happen if you can play the last end.
Correct. And look, they've given themselves a chance. So now where does pressure take us? So a good opening bowl from Aiden Takarua. They need 5 to tie, 6 to 1. That's 1. But let's not in any way discount this Te 2 team. They've played magnificent bowls. They've been very, very consistent all the way through.
You know it, mate.
Nail it, mate, he says.
Well,
that's exciting, Brett.
it is exciting. You know, and suddenly just when you thought, you know, there was, we were going to be packing up, and definitely not the time to start dropping short on the last 10.
Well, Te 2 would have been waiting to shake hands. I mean, we spoke about it too, and fair call. Aiden and Colin saw a shot, and they pointed at it, and then we saw it, and then it worked.
That's right.
What can you do?
Oh, and that's a shocker.
And Peter, well, goodness gracious me. How important are Harry's 2 bowls now?
Email it to
So
Harry.
he's played
Pass
so
ratings, real
well
good.
in this final, Peter Blucher, but right at this kind of critical stage, that was not what he wanted. All right, so.
How good are you, Harry? Willing it to run out.
Oh no.
Willing that to run. Willing that to run.
Well, it's another shot.
He's counting. Holding 3.
It's another shot. Brendan Kelly. Out on his forehand.
He's not there. I'll
play,
make it
Harry.
4. I would be mentioning how many points I was holding if I was point chef.
Count under that. You're that far short.
Like if Harry can make it 4, you just say, oh, we're holding 4 now. We only need 5.
Stays for 4.
Look, this is fascinating. What high drama,
The psychology, isn't it?
you know. Suddenly it all seems much trickier. And here's another shot. Harry's drawn another.
Square. Square.
And now they're holding 4, Brett. It's drama at the Palace here.
It is drama at the Palace. Have we caught it too early? Have I put the mocker on the Te Atatu team?
Brendan, how important is this bowl?
This is key.
Oh, it's a good shot. It's short.
No, he's
It's
short.
short.
He's not there.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What are we going to see on this final end? Colin walking back down. He's got 20 metres to walk. They're holding 4. They're only 5. They're 5 down, courtesy of a brilliant shot.
Adam Blucher waving his arms. So this is when the pressure really goes on. Suddenly it feels a little bit sickening.
Unbelievable stuff here.
Right.
On the forehand.
Oh, I don't know if he's there. I don't know if he's there.
Oh, dearie
Alex.
me. No, he's not there with the first one.
Well, that's a big relief.
Adam will be, he looks, well, he still looks stressed, but at least you're not staring down the barrel of a 5 down if you're Adam.
Correct.
What's he going to do?
Oh, he's got to be drawing. He's got to be drawing. Come on. Yeah, well played.
Yeah, they wanted that. You could see how stressed they were based on the noise that they made there.
You could see how stressed they were, all right.
And just got to get 3 or 4 rolls out of that blue bowl.
Apart from picking their bowls up.
Wow, high drama.
Oh, it's been great,
know,
isn't it?
You know, it just shows you, just when you think the game's over, and, what a magnificent bowl of Collins.
Oh, it's the beauty behind always playing for a shot. It doesn't matter how ridiculous the shot is. If you see it and you play for it, it might happen. And that shot he played would have happened 1 in 100 times because so many bowls had to move. But they saw it and they played it.
Indeed. Now, a little bit of news from other tournaments. The UBC has been won by Sheldon Beckley-Howley, Finbar McGuigan and Keanu Darby. In the final, they played the Takapuna team of Dennis Hale, Brent Malcolm and Jamie Chen. And I believe they won by 1 shot in the final.
It's a very close game.
And in Birkenhead winning both the champion women's and men's fours, that was a gold star for Millie Nathan and Damon Pearson. So well done to them. Now back to this, the champion of champion men's triples final for Bowls Auckland, and Colin Williams with his last bowl.
Looking to hold. Looking to hold.
Underneath, it's all over here. The Crown Prince has been crowned, and it's Adam Blucher, Brendan Kelly, and Peter Blucher who win this Bowls Auckland Men's Champion of Champion Triples final. First Auckland titles for all 3 Te Atatu Peninsula players, and there's hugs and emotion for them. Disappointment for the Point Chev team. Aidan Takarua, Harry Davis striving for his 5th Auckland title for his gold star, and skip Colin Williams. Look, the scoreboard says 16-10, but we know the drama and behind this was much greater than that. And on the changeover and on that last end, with Point Chev holding 4, who knew how it was going to unfold? But fair play to Adam Blucher, played some amazing bowls under pressure, and in the end, it was the consistency of the Te Atatu Peninsula team, Peter Blucher, Brendan Kelly, and Adam Blucher, that has prevailed. So congratulations to them, commiserations to the Point Chev team, and what a magnificent day of bowls we've had to call, Alex.
Absolutely. I've got no complaints. It was wonderful here at the Palace, and I hope that's the name that sticks as I like it at Royal Oak Bowls. Good to have it used for this final day. So I suppose on that note, firstly, thank you, Brett, for joining me in the commentary box. It's been a pleasure as always, and thanks to Brendan and Sarah, who did all the work putting the cameras out and taking them in, and cables and all that out there, Sarah there, all that stuff that makes this broadcast work. So thanks to them, and thanks to Bowls Auckland for enabling this, and of course the Blue Water Trust, as you mentioned before. So on that note, I wish everyone a pleasant evening, and nice celebrations for those who had a horse in the race.